use one of these things to store state of a state machine, right? So inside a microprocessor, right, it has an instruction that gets executed, and after it executes that instruction, then it has a register which says, you might have 20 bits, and a bit might be 0 or 1, and that register gets updated based on these instructions, pushing and popping to different pieces of memory, etc. And that's the general idea of a microprocessor, but basically you're updating state over time, sort of like the control system stuff I talked about before, but within the idea of processing itself, right? So, but if you actually have this register or the state being stored, rather than directly on the microprocessor in some sort of centralized way, but instead you had it in a blockchain database, then, and you have processing running against that, then you actually get decentralized processing. So a simple way of thinking about this is, let's say you've got IPDB or some other decentralized storage for state, and you've got some sort of virtual machine running processing on top, back and forth and back and forth. This gives you decentralized processing. And there's a bunch of ways to do that, right? And in fact, you combine it all together, this lets you build a world computer, right? Where you have applications running on top. Full credit to the Ethereum guys who are really running with this as a big vision, right? Where you've got the processing, the storage, and communications for this sort of world computer. And overall, these are really key tools to, well, roll out decentralization in a much broader way. Which brings us to the idea of a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO. So a DAO, you start with decentralized processing, but you go a bit further. You make it a computational process that runs autonomously on decentralized infrastructure, and it does resource manipulation. Simply put, it's code that can own stuff, right? So rather than just talking about, this framing from the infrastructure side with processing and so on, it's really reframing it from the perspective of the individual, or in this case, this entity running on top, which is this DAO, autonomous, decentralized infrastructure, and it's owning stuff.